So today I'm going to be showing you how to upload one of my SVG files to the Cricut Design Space iOS app. I'm going to be demonstrating with an iPad Pro today, but these instructions should apply to other iPads and possibly iPhones also. There just might be some small differences that I'll talk about. So I'll go ahead and open up the app. And when it opens up, it should bring up this page, and you just need to hit New Project. So now we have a new blank canvas to work with. We need to upload the SVG file. So down here, I will choose Upload. I'll choose Browse Files. And then I'll pick the SVG file. And I can see here that that is the correct file. And I will give that a name. And so this page will bring up all of our recently uploaded images, and the most recent is always the very top left. And I'll choose Insert. So now we have the design inserted onto the canvas, and you can see that when I tap on one of the pieces, a box is around the entire design, indicating that everything is grouped together. And the first step we need to do is ungroup the pieces so we can work with them separately. So with those selected with the box around them, we need to come down to Actions and choose Ungroup. Now, if you're using the iPhone version of this app, your menus might look a little bit different. So just keep that in mind, but the same function should always be there. They just might be in a slightly different place. So now that we've clicked Ungroup, I'm just going to tap outside of the design. And now if I tap each piece, you can see that a box comes up around just the piece I tapped, which means that everything has been separated, and that's exactly what we want. So now the next step is to just go through and look for all the pieces that have score lines within the design. So you can see on this design that I have 3 pieces here that have score lines. You can tell because there's a black solid line within that colored shape. So the first thing you need to do is just tap the first piece that has score lines. You can see that that is now selected. We need to come down and open up the Layers panel. And again, if you're on an iPhone, you might have to scroll this menu over to get to the layers. So whatever you need to do to find it, just go ahead and tap Layers. And that will bring up the Layers panel here on the right side. You can see that with this piece selected, these 2 layers right here have this gray color over them, which means that they are the layers within the selected area. So you can see we have 2 layers, and this top layer is just lines, and the bottom layer is the colored layer. So this top layer with the lines is the layer we need to select because that is the score line layer. So just tap until just that layer is selected, so just that layer has the gray color over it. So with that selected, I'll come down here to Edit, and then over here to Cut and Line Type, and then I'll use this menu to choose Score, and then I'll say Apply. And so now those lines have changed to dashed lines, which means that they have been set to score. So now on the canvas, just tap that design again. We can see that that has selected both layers once again. And then come down here to Actions and choose Attach. So now up here on the Layers panel, it will show that this is an attached set, which means everything is fastened together and it's ready to cut with the machine. So that piece is all ready to go. So we'll just move on to the next piece with score lines, repeating the exact same process. So when I tap that, it's selected. Both layers within it are selected here on the Layers panel. So I will choose this top layer here. That's just the lines. And then with that selected, with the gray over just that layer, I will come down here to Edit, over to Cut and Line Type, use the menu to choose Score, and then hit Apply. Then on the canvas, we need to tap the design. Both layers are now selected and there's a box around it, and we'll go over to Actions and choose Attach. And now this is an attached set, everything is attached together and it's ready to go. So finally, this last piece, just repeating the same process, tapping it on the canvas, On the layers panel, it will show the layers within that piece. And sometimes I have designs that have 3 layers, but it's always going to be the very top layer that's the scoreline layer. So keep that in mind, that it's always that top layer. So tap until you just have that top layer selected with the gray. Come down here to Edit, choose Cut Line Type, use the menu to choose Score, and then say Apply, and then come back to the canvas, tap the design again, both layers are now selected, and then come down to Actions and choose Attach. So now all of those pieces with score lines are set up and ready to go, and as I said before, we don't need to do anything with these pieces that don't have score lines, so this is ready to cut with the machine. So we can come down here to Make It, and you can see here, just to double check everything, that those scoreline layers are staying with the cut layers. If they separate, that means that the scoreline layer did not get attached to the cut layer. But here we can see that they are staying together on all of the pieces, which means that they are ready to go, and we're ready to send this to the machine, and you'll just need to click Continue. And then it will connect to your machine, and you can go ahead and cut the pieces. I hope that this video was helpful for showing how to upload one of my SVG files to the iOS app. If you have any questions at all, feel free to comment below or send me a message in my Etsy shop. I'm very happy to help. And thank you so much for purchasing from my shop. I appreciate your support so much.